Today we have day one session regarding the Palo Alto Firewall, and you can consider as a network security pro bundle as well, which is having combination along with Palo Alto Fortinet Firewall and F5 load balancer and more. Okay, so we are having our trainer also, Ms. Bhagishri. Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
So,
just a minute. I'll disconnect to headset.
sure, sure. So, guys, let me tell you for the while, we are providing online training related to network security, cloud security, and cyber security. Trainers are already working professionals. So, we are having, evening timing, Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. IST, or on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. onwards. It will be live interactive classes, plus you will be getting recording as well for each and every class. We are giving LMS access and the mobile application access, and for the practical, you don't need to worry. You can get our server access, username, ID, password, and the URL link of server, and you can do the configuration 24/7. And that will be admin access, means you can create your own topologies as well. So rest, Bhageshri ma'am will tell you about herself and the what expertise they have. Okay, so she will explain further.
Yeah, thanks, Sachin. Hello, everyone. My name is Bhagyashree. Was working in Palo Alto TAC before, and now I'm working as a network security lead in Ireland. And especially, I would like to cover only Palo Alto devices, firewalls. What is the Palo Alto firewall? We will start from understanding the device behavior, how the Palo Alto firewall will check uh, the traffic once it sees any packet entering to the device. What are the inspection levels? We'll start from there, and we will start adding the lab, how to add a Palo Alto firewall to the lab, and how to configure when you receive a Palo Alto firewall for the first time, how to configure the device, and as well. So once we start with that, once we set up our device on board, we will try to uh, cover how to connect the Palo Alto firewall to the internet, how to get the internet access to the device, and as well as how to do the natting, security policies, how to check the traffic on the monitor log. And also, we will try to cover some of the virtual machines as well. So we can host the firewalls on the Azure and AWS environments. So we will try to understand what is the difference between Palo Alto um, uh, virtual devices and as well as the physical devices. And going forward, we will try to understand what is the inspection level. There are app ID inspection, SSL inspection, and as well as the URL filtering. So these are very important concepts in the Palo Alto. So we will cover those, and high availability. So how we can make our environment in the high available zone. Okay, so how the Palo Alto works when it is into the high availability. Okay, so we will start from very basics, and we will gradually um, go ahead and uh, touch upon most of the important topics and most of the important topologies that we can cover. Especially, I would like to concentrate on our real-time scenarios, how we troubleshoot our devices, uh, how what are the troubleshooting steps that we need to take, and how we need to think as a firewall engineer or as a network engineer. Whenever you see the traffic interruption or whenever you see there is any delays or disruptions, how to navigate that and narrow down the issue further. So I'll be mostly uh, focusing on the real-time scenarios that we deal on our day-to-day access. Okay, so this is the entire scenario that we can cover. And just give me a minute. Let me just share my screen. And also in the lab, you can host your own lab device, and you can do multiple um, trainings or multiple your topology, create your own topology, connect that to the LAN network, WAN network, and uh, and basically try to see the traffic inside our firewall, how the firewall is processing that traffic. Okay, so just give me a moment. Get uh, let me share my screen.
And guys, for the while, if you are having any question related to program, you can ask, and but one by one, you can unmute yourself. And if there is any noise from your background, kindly mute. You can ask in the chat box. Harshad, can you mute yourself, please? Harshad Guru.
ये जरा 5 मिनट दरवाजा लाऊं
Thank you so much for waiting, guys. So I am sharing my screen now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So first, we'll discuss about the portfolio, how the Palo Alto firewalls, what are their products other than, because when you start working on enterprise level, so you will deal with other Palo Alto products as well, right? So you may be dealing with the cloud SaaS networks or SaaS products for the Palo Alto as well, or the firewalls or the endpoints, which the Cortex data lake or those things. So they are divided into three categories. One is Prisma, another one is Strata, and Cortex. So the Palo Alto firewalls, the physical firewall or the virtual firewalls, will fall under Strata. So we are mostly concentrating on here. So on this product, Prisma is nothing but our cloud environment. Cortex is nothing but our the endpoints. And as well as the threat detection, malware detection. So those all products will fall under the cortex. So they have divided mainly on these bases. So the Palo Alto firewalls are falling under Strata. Okay, so the Palo Alto series firewalls has um, different models. So these are a few of the models which we have, which is 5400 series firewalls, which is quite a big box. Mostly all enterprise level companies will have 5400 series firewalls, and 800 or 400 are pretty small firewalls where they don't have much of the bandwidth to take in. Okay, so other than that, there are 7K series firewalls as well, and 3K, 4K series firewalls as well. So when you go to the higher end of the devices, uh, the device capacity will increase. There are a few more additional uh, technologies that you can explore on the higher end devices, and as well as all of the Palo Alto firewalls are machine learning powered. So whatever the traffic that is hitting on the firewall will be recorded, and if there is any disruption, that will also record. If anything going to be happen in future, so it will give you an alert before, by seeing into the patterns of the traffic, and so on. For example, why I'm saying this is, suppose let's say that you have a firewall device, and let's say that the bandwidth is coming to peak utilization, or the CPU utilization is coming to 90% or 80%. So by looking into the pattern, the firewall will be able to generate an alert as early as possible, so that you can take necessary actions to avoid the disruptions. So that's why these are ML powered firewalls. Again, coming to the strata, under the strata, there are VM series firewalls. As you see, these are all physical firewalls. You will receive a box when you purchase this device, and you connect those devices to in your data center, or if for the initial configuration you connect this to your laptop, uh, and then you configure it, and then you stack into your data center. But whereas the VM series firewalls, whereas the uh, virtual firewalls are, we can host them on different cloud platforms. For example, AWS, Azure, Cisco ACI, OpenStack, or VMware ESXi, Oracle. There are many other supportive cloud environments as well, where they work together and make the Palo Alto Firewall compatible with other platforms as well. So mostly, I have seen customers exploring the VM series firewalls on VMware ESXi and AWS, Azure, very less on the Oracle and other series, other cloud platforms. But yeah, so mostly they will be under AWS and Azure. So you will be able to host the device as per your requirement. We can do multiple other things, like suppose let's say your business peak hours are between 9 to 6. Between this, you can host 3 or 4 firewalls, but during off business peak hours, you may not need those firewalls, but simply it is, if it is just sitting on the cloud environment, it may consume a lot of, it is a cost consuming, right? So you can make sure that scale up and scale down. So that's one of the features that we can enable to make the devices to scale in when we need and scale down when we don't need that. So those things we can automate that. And if you have heard about the Panorama, so Panorama is nothing but that is also one of the Palo Alto's products, right? So suppose let's say you are working in a large enterprise network, and all of these you may be dealing with like 100 200 firewalls at the same time for different regions, Europe, US, or North America or Asia. So these hundreds of devices, you won't be able to log in individually to each other firewall. So the Panorama is nothing but is a centralized management device. So all of these firewalls, you can onboard it to the Panorama and manage from the single portal. So that's the Panorama. Okay, so we can add both physical devices and hardware devices to the Panorama as well. Again, Panorama comes into the various modes, like it can be a virtual panorama, or it can be a physical panorama as well. Okay, so there is a one more type of firewall, which is CN series firewall, which is containerized firewalls, which just acts like a pods. So you will not have a GUI access for these firewalls. So these are again a kind of a software that runs in the background, and you can directly onboard these types of firewalls into the Panorama, and from the Panorama you can manage them. So it is useful in different working into different streams, or maybe working into different type of environments in your enterprise. Suppose let's say if you need some of the firewalls to run when you are in peak business hours. So at that point, you can run the CN series firewalls. So this is the panorama which I was talking previously. So all these firewalls which I was talking, physical firewalls, virtual firewalls, and CN series firewalls, everything is managed under one device. So that's why it is called as centralized management device. So either you can manage, I mean, depending upon the capacity and what type of a license you are purchasing, you can manage hundreds of devices under this. Suppose, let's say you want to uh, make changes in 50 firewalls, which maybe all those 50 firewalls are in um, Europe region, right? So instead of going into the single firewall, making the changes and committing to the 50 times, what you can do, you can make a change. We will be doing a group inside those firewalls in the panorama. So once you make the changes inside that group, you can push that um, changes to those firewalls and it will be committed to all those 50 firewalls just in one go. And also in terms of upgrading these devices, so instead of upgrading the device manually on one by one, so we can upgrade those firewalls from the panorama itself. So it makes it a lot easier with terms of managing those devices. Okay, so next comes to what are the firewall technologies or what are the features that we see in the Palo Alto Firewall. So we see App ID, which is application inspection, which is nothing but suppose let's say there is a application, for example, facebook.com or zoom.com, whatever these type of applications, the firewall will be able to um, identify that application. And once it does the application identification, it will there are like multiple steps once we see how the firewall processes the packets, right? Once we see um, o- a single packet, suppose let's say if you know that in the TCP there is SYN, ACK, right? So once the SYN is sent, how the firewall is dealing that SYN packet, what it sees, how it processes that packets, how it sends out towards the server, and when it receives back the SYNAC, how it sees that traffic. So we are going to see these things packet by packet. So how the firewall will check those packets and inspects that and allow that traffic inside our environment. Okay, so that's the one thing. The other thing is content ID, content inspection. So there are multiple content inspections that we see, threat inspection and the other types as well. User identification. So there are some users we can create like VPN users or the on-premises users or lot other users, so they will be able to identify. So the user identification, suppose let's say that the Active Directory users are we can configure that Active Directory here on the Palo Alto. So all the users who are logging in through the Active Directory, those
Hello.
users will be, yeah.
Yeah, hi Bhagit. Can you tell me what the meaning of on-premises user and a VPN user? I mean, I didn't get you exactly what you were
Mm,
trying to say.
okay. So the VPN users are who are logging in from the remote location, right? So suppose let's say, I mean, not only VPN users, right? So if you divide an enterprise network, so you will see on premises, which means the users who are sitting into your office network and directly connecting to your LAN network. Okay. And next comes to VPN users who are working from home or who are working remotely. So they will be connecting from VPN. And then comes to the contractors who are external users, right? So contractors maybe they might be there for some time and they won't need entire access, right? So the firewall will be able to identify these things, and we can divide them based on their roles, responsibilities, and how they are connecting to the network. Does that answer your question, Chandan?
Yeah.
Cool. Would like to stop here and see if anybody has any questions here.
Bhagyashree, I'm just completed my CCNA.
Mm-hmm.
So will it be? I mean, will I be able to catch the firewall topics?
Yeah, of course. We are starting anyway from very basics. So uh, it doesn't matter whether you know, I mean, you have done the CCNA or not. But if you have a basic networking understanding, so it will be good. So you will be able to understand it. Yeah.
Okay. And I have an old laptop. So will the
Mm-hmm.
software to run the firewall will it be okay for that?
So yeah, don't worry about that because we will be providing you a lab which is running on our servers. So you just need to log in from there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. So we'll move
This
further.
class will cover
Yeah.
only Palo Alto or in the 48 also?
Yeah. It covers Palo Alto.
Only Palo Alto.
Yeah.
Bhagyashree will take Palo Alto. We are having another engineer who will take Fortinet and another courses as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Uday, you want to say something? You have raised your hand.
Yeah, I just want to ask, like, what is the cost duration?
Duration would be around 2 months. We are completing in 2 months. That would be I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday classes, right, Bhagyashree?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. That would
Oh,
be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., around 2 hours per day. And we will cover in 2 months around.
okay.
Sir, will it be recorded if we are unable
Yes,
to
yes,
attend the live
yes.
session?
Obviously. In the starting of the call, I have informed everything, like live plus recordings on the labs and remotes, everything.
Yeah. So going forward, what are the other technologies or features of the Palo Alto Firewall? So URL filtering, so that is also one of the important feature of the Palo
Hi,
Altos, right? So yeah,
hi Bhagyashree. Sorry to interrupt you.
no
This
problem.
is Mohammed Shahnawaz. So actually, I wanted to ask you, after
Mm.
completion of this course, whether we will be confident enough to deploy the firewall and the administration of the firewall.
Deploy, admin, and troubleshooting.
Okay, all three,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, all three.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
Yeah, we can continue, Bhagyashree.
Okay. So URL filtering is URLs are whatever, I mean, the traffic is web based, right? So whatever you are sending it, it can be SSL traffic or the IPsec traffic or the simple www.google.com. So these URLs are filtered. Any malicious URLs are blocked on the firewalls. We can create those profiles, call into our security policies, and then we can have that control on the device. Suppose, let's say, you want to block a facebook.com to certain departments, right? So you can do that with the help of URL filtering uh, uh, that you can configure. Or if you want to block your only if you want to block uh, web-based videos that may be consuming a lot of bandwidth on YouTube. So you can do that uh, inside our Palo Alto Firewall. And Global Protect is nothing but one of the VPN that they have as a product. So just like Cisco AnyConnect, you guys might have seen AnyConnect VPN, right? So same way, so Global Protect is one of the application. So you can download and install, and the global suppose let's say the VPN users. So all of the VPN users are uh, given a global protect application. So those between that application and the firewall, there will be a tunnel created so that all the traffic that we send from the user machine to the firewall will be encrypted, and firewall will be able to route that traffic towards our data center or towards external network. Okay, so these are the few features that we see. There are a lot more actually. So these are just few of them. There are many more to we need to take a look, and it will take a lot of time. So I'm just moving further. So next thing is how or where we can place our firewall. So anyone can answer. Where do you see our firewalls? It can be anything, Palo Alto Firewall or any Fortinet. Where do we place the
Us-
firewalls in enterprise
Usually,
network?
we see firewall deployments at the network perimeter level. Usually,
Yeah. Anyone else?
It should be placed at the end of our or exit of our network, like where the traffic is moving towards the gate internet.
Yeah.
Bet
So we
between
place
our
the
between our local network and internet.
correct. Yeah, absolutely right. So we place firewalls usually on the untrust side, right? So where we are connecting our ISP. So for example, so we have our Windows firewall in all of our laptops, right? So what it does, Windows Firewall. What do you understand by that?
Windows
basically, it
firewall is
allows
a
or denies the traffic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Windows firewall is a software based firewall.
Yes. Okay. What it do? What it does in your laptop or in your system?
Uh, it's controlling traffic
Okay.
and some unwanted block unwanted sites.
Yeah. Okay. The same logic we need to apply here. It's as simple as that. Okay. It's just that we are using this device on the enterprise level or in the large business. So we need to think in a larger way. That's it. It's not that complicated. It's um nothing much of the things that it does. So what the Palo Alto firewall will do, or what any other firewalls will do, it just inspects the traffic, right? Whatever it is coming in, it will inspect that traffic and it just sends out. But how it does, what is the way it is doing, what are the different features that we have, what all the different things that we can do on the device is the secondary, right? The first thing we need to understand, um, why we need this, what is the requirement of the firewall in our environment, right? So it's as simple as that. And as in your Windows firewall, how it is managing your traffic that is coming into your laptop. Suppose let's say if you are trying to download any malicious content which you are not aware of, right? So what it does, it just says that pop-up blocked, right? So it will just come as blocked, and it will basically try to keep your laptop safe without any virus or malware, right? So the same thing. So when you are trying to reach to the untrust network, so the firewall will filter out any malicious contents. So we have different features that we can enable. Suppose let's say if you are downloading something from the external network to your machine, right? So your LAN network. So if you are downloading something here, it may affect your enterprise network, right? So if this machine is affected, the other in this VLAN, whatever other machines can be infected, or the servers can be infected. So what it does, the firewall will block here itself, so it won't come here inside. Okay. So it's just simple as that. With along with this, there are many other features. So that features, understanding those features, how to troubleshoot that, what are the different techniques that we use to troubleshoot, or suppose let's say there is a latency, right? So the user A is browsing the internet, or he is trying to download something which is causing a latency. So how do you troubleshoot that? So understanding those all things, where to point out where exactly the issue is. So it's all about uh, thinking. I mean, there will be no certain one-way answer for all of the questions that we get, right? So, for example, in your interview, you will get lot of questions like, um, a user A is trying to connect to a server A in his data center and it's not connecting. How do you troubleshoot? So this will be one single line question, but every other candidate will answer that in a different way. So it's not only that how do you I mean, there is no definite steps for that, right? Your way of approach is different, and my way of approach can be different. So it's just that how deep you can go, what are the features that it can involve, how many tools that you use to identify that issue. So they see that process. You need to build your knowledge around that. You need to build your skills to answer those type of questions and scenario based questions basically. Okay, so this is where the LAN network is. This is just a typical a basic enterprise networks looks like. So these are the LAN networks. You may have layer 2 network in a switch, layer 3 network as a router, and then we place our firewalls. So where before we connect to our ISP network, we place our firewall, and this is how it looks as a login page. So you go to HTTPS and you type your firewall IP address and you get this as a login address, and we can log in here with username and password your administrator can provide. Okay. So next, coming to the Palo Alto Firewall dashboard. So this is how the dashboard looks like. Once you log in, so you will see general information, the device name, management IP address, and what all different features. What are I was telling about Global Protect, right? What is the Global Protect agent it is supporting? What is the application version it is supporting? Threat version it is supporting? So all of the different features and important information will be shown here. Okay, what is the Palo Alto model here? It's a PA220. Okay, and software version, what is the OS operating system that we have here? So the mostly general information we can see here, and system resources is nothing but management CPU and data plane CPU. So that's a task for you guys. Understand, can someone, I mean, all of you guys. So it's a quick homework or a quick research that you can do. Palo Alto will have two CPUs. One is management CPU and another one is data CPU. What is the difference between that? Okay, why we need that? What is the purpose of having two different CPUs? Okay, so just take your Windows laptop as an example. So when you go to your Windows laptop and open the CPU resources, right? So do you see like this? A management CPU and the data CPU? No, right? So it's just one CPU you will have. So maybe those are the memory usages, everything will show when you open the task manager, right? So the same way, so here on the Palo Alto Firewall, so there are two CPUs which are divided. One is management CPU and another one is data plane CPU. So it's a task for you guys to have a quick look on why we need this differentiation. So why the Palo has divided like this? What is the requirement for this? Okay. All right. So Next, these are the some of the features that we can see on the Prisma. We are not much concentrating on the Prisma products for now, but yeah, good to know what the Prisma is, Prisma Access, or what are the features they have. So it's for the cloud security. So if you have a SaaS products on the cloud, how to protect those SaaS products. So with the help of Prisma portfolio, you can protect them. Yeah, I think the rest of the things are for Cortex. So again, the Cortex database, Cortex links are nothing but it detects your malware and the threat detections. So it creates those kind of things like it um, it generates a report automatically and it sends out that report to your network admin or the member who is managing that. So it's most on the threat side, threat, antivirus, malware analysis, those kind of security side, the Cortex, and the Prisma is on the cloud security. Firewalls are under Strata, which are managing on the enterprise. So I hope you guys got the differentiation between these three. Okay. So let me know anyone has any questions about the firewall or anything.
Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am. Rahul Singh this side. I am a network engineer. I just want to know, ma'am, what types of troubleshooting we are doing in the class.
So the first thing it will start with when we deploy a lab, right? So when you are trying to connect to a device to the internet, you will face a lot of issues. So we will basically first try to cover them. Okay, the simple troubleshooting it will start, and then once we able to connect to the internet, we will add a LAN network for that. So once we are able to connect a LAN network to that, so we will build. We will try to communicate from LAN to WAN. So this is the one of the topology that we can see, right? And after that, once we are able to communicate from LAN to WAN, so you will see the security policies, NAT policies, how to configure them, interface connection, how to connect those interfaces to your device. So basically these types of troubleshooting and other than that, so most of, I mean, the other scenarios like large enterprise network, we can't create them, but we will try to cover some of the large scale network and understand how they work actually.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Fine. Thank you.
No problem. Another quick question is, uh, where do you place uh, a route? I mean, what is the what you see on the layer 3 devices? What are the layer 3 devices?
It's router and the manageables, we have switch also. They support L3.
Okay, what is that's correct. So layer 3 switch, layer 3 devices are the router which work on IP basis, right? So
IP
IP
basic. Yes.
addresses are routed on the layer 3 and it will send to the layer 4. So on the layer 4, what you see, what is your understanding about layer 4?
It's a load balancer and port filtering.
Load balancing and what?
Load balancer means the traffic incoming, outgoing, whatsoever coming, it's balancing it. Just giving an example. If there is a website of the board exam or uh, college exam, university exam, if the
Mm.
people are searching their results and there is a lots of net traffic on the one particular website, so the load balancer is working like and dividing that traffic into the between the network. So that's called a load balancing.
Okay. So I would say on layer 4, instead of just pointing out to the devices, so it is it is a transport layer, right? So in the transport layer, we have two protocols like TCP or UDP,
UD.
right? So the Palo Alto Firewall will be able to identify the layer 4 TCP or UDP traffic like so, and on the layer 7, so it works on layer 7. So layer 7 inspection that we call. So the layer 7 inspection is nothing but the URL filtering. So some of the features on the Palo which we can do is layer 3 inspection. For example, the FQDN. Anybody knows what is FQDN?
Yeah, the fully
Fully
qualified domain
qualified.
name.
Yeah, what it does? What is the
Like
significance of that?
whenever we want to reach to any particular site, so we need to
Mm-hmm.
mention all the domains in a particular format like www.google.com. So this is like FPDN.
Yeah. So FQDN, a host name, right? So if you have a device and a host name, so a host name can be converted into the IP address and IP
IP
address.
address.
Yeah. So that FQDN, so whenever we are resolving the FQDN, so we will get fixed IP address. But there are a dynamic IP addresses as well, so which is nothing but a URL, right? For the URLs for www.google.com, if you resolve at your location, so it can be a different. If I resolve at my location, it can be a different IP address that I can resolve. So FQDN is a layer 3 inspection, which just resolve from the name to IP, IP to name, whereas the URL, or if you do the NS lookup, um, so not I would not say NS lookup, but yeah, if you do the NS lookup to the URL, so it will resolve a dynamic IP address. So that time we do URL filtering, so which does like a layer 7 inspection. Okay. So any questions or anyone want to share how they are, if anyone using the Palo Alto Firewall in their enterprise network or in their office? So, any scenarios that you come across at this level?
Yes, guys, you can ask your doubts if you are having, okay, related to course, content, everything. So session will be more interactive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Palo Alto is this for first time for me. How it's worked, how the conclusion is being made, what's the policy. I am the aware of the Sophos and Fortinet and Cisco Meraki, but this Palo Alto I heard about so much. It's a good, lots of company are using this Palo Alto. But what is the actual basic scenario, how it's working the behind, how the policy has been configured. So I want to know more about this up to the security or an advanced level.
Yeah, of course. It's the features are very different than the Fortinet and Cisco devices. So there are a lot of more features that we can added features that we can see on this one. But
Ma'am,
the
can
main
you,
functionality same.
sorry,
Yeah.
ma'am, can you give some example of differences between Fortinet and Palo Alto?
Yeah. So the difference, the one of the main difference, just let me grab that difference sheet which I have. Okay. I will also just.
Ma'am, Bhagishri, first difference is the cost.
Yes,
Yeah, of course. The
definitely that is the cost because the license is costly as compared to Fortinet.
See, definitely the cost is the one thing, and there is another difference is on the inspection level. So both the firewalls will do the inspection, but the PAN OS has more prevention and deep analysis based application identification, whereas I don't see the application identification in the Fortinet. I mean, I haven't worked much on the Fortinet, but I have a little here and there go on the Fortinet, so I didn't see any any difference, any application identification on that. So whereas once it comes to the hardware devices models, so the hardware device models on the Fortinets are very limited, and whereas I don't see the management CPU and data plane CPU differentiation on the Fortinet, whereas on the Palos we have that makes it different, and it does the parallel inspection. So the parallel inspection is nothing but once the packet comes in, the application identification, URL filtering, security policy, route lookup, all those things are parallelly run on the device. So it will become a quite fast. Whereas on the other devices, it looks one by one. All the features are looked after like in um, one by one level. So
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, sorry for interrupt. Just somebody asking that difference. Just don't know more about. But in the Fortinet, there is a difference if I compare with the Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
There is an as you previously said, there is 40 OS and Palm OS. But when I come to the security, in the Fortinet, there is an native ZTNA, and in the previous slide, you discussed that in the Palo Alto, there is an ZTNA via Prisma.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Yeah,
previous
that
slide,
is
you
ZTNA is
just saw the
nothing but
Prisma. Yes.
yeah, zero trust network,
Yes.
right?
And in the Fortinet, there is a cloud base that called 40, yeah, 40 says. And
Mm-hmm.
in the Palo Alto, there is an Prisma Access or Prisma Cloud, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
I mean, yeah, the namings are different, of course. So the
Yes.
features are still same. So the cloud is called Prisma here, and the cloud
And the
part of
main, the
the
biggest,
Fortinet is
biggest
different there.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the biggest advantage and biggest difference in the other firewalls, like suppose Cisco is the other thing, Fortinet and suppose there is a biggest difference. Palo Alto is comes in the industry leading firewall. So
Mm-hmm.
there's the major difference.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nashul. How can I pronounce your name?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your feedback on this. So, yeah, definitely those are uh, very prominent differences that we can see. But yeah, if you, I mean, I have seen the enterprise networks where they use the combination of both of these things, right? So when to use Fortinet and when to use the Palo Alto. So the first difference is, of course, cost. So whenever the company is planning to build a certain project or build a network, so the first thing will comes on the cost. So if you have a tight budget, then people will go for the Fortinet. So if they want more security and if they have a good budget and best performance based devices, they will go for the Palo Alto. And the other thing is the SD-WAN is good in the Fortinet. I have seen, but on the Palo Altos, the security levels are good.
Okay, thank
And
you.
in terms of management as well, so the Palo Alto firewalls are managed on the Panorama. Uh, so large scale complex networks can be managed on the Palo Alto, whereas there is some drawbacks on the Fortinet. So yeah, this is a lab that I wanted to show you guys. So this is how our lab looks like. You will get your access. So once you get able to get the access, you will create your folder here. And once you are able to create a folder, so we will go here and deploy a device. So we will cover that in the tomorrow session. So once you create a folder, you can create a topologies like this and try to connect a switch, firewall, and other devices. So if you see, okay, I will show you how to add the device in the lab tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, yes, sure, ma'am. So I think some of guys are already enrolled, like Naushil and Chandan, or maybe another one as well. So if you guys are having any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we
Yeah,
can sum up for the today. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. Thank you.
in Palo Alto lab, what we learn and what we see in the lab, like only for connection to connection or any activities,
Yeah, of course, we do a lot of things in the lab.
like what types of
Tools.
yeah.
Okay. Tools, like first you will try to understand deploying the device. Once you get a new device, how to access it. So the putty is the one of the
Yeah,
software
yeah.
that you need, and Wireshark also you will use very often to check the packets.
Right. So please, uh, actually, I want to see your lab how to
Yeah, so that will
yeah,
be covered tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sajid. Basically, for the lab, na, we are giving our URL link of the server and username, ID, password, so that you can log in and you can do the configuration and troubleshooting 24/7. And that is admin access, means you can add your nodes, add your topologies as well anytime. That is admin access.
Oh, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sajid.
Yeah, Sachin, just one last question. Just you said that we get an access of the firewall. So
Mm-hmm.
is this an for how you get a manage with if I want to practice for the firewall door? So is it VM based or a real firewall?
VM based, obviously
Oh,
PNAT, EVNG based
okay.
labs you are
Yeah.
getting. Yeah, you are getting.
Okay. So you said that you given the URL. So by that URL, we can directly connect it to the Palo Alto firewall. Correct?
Right.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Sachin,
Yes.
my name is Mohammed Musa. I'm from New Delhi, right? And by tomorrow, you will be available on the same time, or you are going
Yeah.
to change the.
Class will be on the same time, 9 p.m. Some of the students are already enrolled. If you are not enrolled, you can discuss with the management. Otherwise, you can connect on the official number. That is, I will mention in the chat box. Okay, you can
Okay, okay.
chat on that number. So every detail you will get on that. Okay.
So by tomorrow, will be a demo class,
Day
right?
one. Day
After
one.
that,
That is the regular. Yeah, regular day one class.
okay. After that, it will be the cost base.
Yeah, obviously that is the job oriented course, brother. That is
Fine,
the
fine, fine.
paid course. But
Yes, yes,
obviously that is
yes.
the professional course, no? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how much it will be like? It will be the like fee or cost?
Yeah, we can discuss your profile, experience, and everything. We can give you the guidance. Accordingly, you can enroll in the program.
No. In the beginning, I heard about that it will be the course duration will be the 2 month, right? So
Mhm.
I think you have decided the course fees so that we can arrange. So if I will decide to join the course,
Yeah, definitely. I'll reach you on your WhatsApp number, okay? After the class. Don't worry.
okay, Sachin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Musa. Yeah. Okay, Bhagishri, I hope we should sum up the class for today, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So today,
Thank you so
like
much,
I just
Bhagyasri. Thank you.
no problem. So today we just it was just like a covering of the basics to understand what firewall is, how to see the firewall. I mean, what the usually the people will get scared of if they hear the name for the firewall, right? So I just want to make a base that it's not that difficult device. It's very easy, especially the Palo Alto Firewall is very easy to handle. It's very user friendly as well. It's just that the network or the enterprise network will make it complicated. That's it. But if you understand how the device works, what is the basic feature that the device can do, so you will be able to understand the device in a very better way. It's just that make yourself very comfortable with the device, explore the different features that they have, explore um, different topologies so that uh, you can be able to articulate that, and you can be able to troubleshoot any of the scenarios which if given. Okay, so it's nothing big. Everything once you able to understand the network topology and where we can place the device, so you just need to go hop by hop. And yeah, I see provide us course content. Yeah, just a quick thing. I will share
Yeah,
my
definitely.
screen.
I will share to them, Bhagishri.
Yeah,
No worry.
sure. Thanks.
And
And other
guys, this
thing
is
is, when I get my when I start my classes, I usually share this thing. So where I will add the course content, the labs that we are doing, so what are the commands that we are running, right? And also I will give the task to each and every day. Suppose let's say we are covering any of the topic today. So for that topic, I will give you guys a task so that you can complete it. So it's a step by step. So those and NAT lab, whatever the lab that we are creating. So I will provide that topology and how we are connecting them, what are the commands that we are running. So even in the back end or even after the class, you guys can practice these things. So this is one of the sheet that I usually maintain and give the access to the students. Or there will be also Q&A tab here. Whatever the questions that you have, you can just directly put your questions here in the sheet. So whenever I take a look, I'll try to answer them.
yeah, definitely. That was even very helpful for the last batch as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, Sachin.
So okay, guys. Thank you for the time today. Bhagishri, very thankful to you for the time today. And let's connect by tomorrow, same time. We'll start with the day one. And
Yep.
who have not enrolled in the course, they can connect with the admission team. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Yep.
Good
Thank you,
night,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you so
Thank you so much.